I'm continuing on my nude obsession, my nude makeup obsession. Today I have for you Bobbi Brown Nude on Nude palette, a new nude lipstick from Marc Jacobs, and a review of the Amore Pacific Cushion Foundation. So first of all, I got a multi-pack here, sample, of the Amore Pacific Age Correcting Foundation Cushion. Anyway, this is a full, long-lasting coverage cushion foundation. I have that on today, and I have to say I was pretty pleased with it, except for one aspect of it. So in this pack, you got to choose your color. There are a bunch of different colors there, and I chose, of course, the lightest light color I could. Came with a little tiny sponge, and I used that to apply today. Now, it didn't do the greatest job because I just need a bigger sponge. That's just all there is to it. But I'm sure when you buy the full-size version, you get a bigger sponge to put it on. So I ended up kind of alternating back and forth between this little sample sponge and a sort of a Real Techniques Beauty Blender knockoff that I like to use. Went back and forth between those two and managed to get a nice layer of foundation on. Definitely a pretty good color match for me here. This is a really nice, dewy, soft, but full coverage cushion foundation. I was definitely able to build it over the areas I needed to build it over, which was kind of shocking. Sometimes on cushion foundations you can't do that too well. Definitely a nice full coverage, definitely not matte, very dewy and youthful looking, radiant looking. I really like it. However, it has very strong perfume smell to it, and I'm still smelling it, you know, half an hour after I finished putting it on. It's choking me up. So cannot handle the extreme perfume smell. This same thing with the Laneige Cushion Foundation. I liked the coverage on it. I liked the finish on it. I liked the color of it, and it was too perfumey for me to use. So the one cushion foundation I do use a lot that I really like that doesn't have an intense smell to it is the L'Oreal Dream Lumi Cushion Foundation. I just really like that one, and it doesn't have this perfume to it. I'll swatch these colors for you if you're interested in trying this out and you have a different skin tone than I do. So all I'm going to do is dip sort of my finger into each one and swatch it on the back of my hand. This is the color I have on right now. You can barely see it on the back of my hand. It's such a good color match. This one is number 102 light. It doesn't. Number 104 light to medium parentheses pink is this one. That is this one right here. This is 106 medium. Once again, it has a pink in parentheses. This one is 204 light medium parentheses yellow. That is right here. You can definitely see that it has more yellow to it. 208 medium parentheses yellow. So Amore Pacific, I like it, but I don't like it. I can't handle the smell, but boy, it's a pretty product though. Next we have a new palette from Bobbi Brown. Bobbi Brown has a little bit of a nudes thing going on right now. And of course I had to grab a couple of the products because I'm a nudes maniac. This is the Nude on Nude palette. It comes with a double-ended brush. I used that quite extensively today. I used this end for my crease, and I used this end to line under my eyes. So a pretty nudes theme going on here. You start at one end with sort of a peachy nude. You've got two taupey grayish purplish nudes, and as well down here. And then you have this really deep espresso color to be used as a liner and also in the corner for definition. So what I did today, I used this peach color as my lid color. And then in my crease, I used this color and this color, sort of a blend of the two. Doesn't really have a highlight sort of color included in here, so I just left mine bare actually. And then in the corner, I did this as a definition, and I also lined under my eye using this end of the brush with this color. I will swatch these for you. I want to show you this brush. It's really pretty nice. This is really flat, so it gives you a razor edge to sort of do your eyeliner with. I tried to line on my top lid with it. I would think that you would have to use this wet in order to get enough coverage and pigmentation out of using that dark color on your upper line. So let me swatch these for you. You really, on these nude shadows, you really have to put them on. If you're looking to buy them, you really have to swatch them with a primer on your hand, or else the nude colors just sort of fade right out. I remember when I was swatching the Gwen Stefani, the new Gwen Stefani Urban Decay palette on the back of my hand, I was like, there's no color to these. They're not showing up. But then when I put a primer on, I was like, whoa. Same thing with the Lorac Nude Necessities one. Once you put a primer on and you start putting those nude colors on top of it, you can really see how pigmented they really are and how pretty they really are. These are some soft, buttery shadows. Now, let me tell you my story about Bobbi Brown. I've just never been impressed with Bobbi Brown's eyeshadows except for the mattes. Any of the matte eyeshadow palettes or eyeshadows in a palette that I've ever gotten from Bobbi Brown, I've loved. They're buttery soft. They're definitely pigmented. They're not chalky at all or dry. They are just buttery, velvety colors. However, when I have gotten an eyeshadow palette of hers that has any of her shimmers or glitters, for sure, glittery colors in it, they are a glittery, a gritty, greasy feeling, no pigmentation mess. I just hate her glitter eyeshadows that are in her palettes. Anyway, these are all mattes, so we're lucky in that regard, and they are very, very pigmented. So starting with this peachy color, I will put that on my hand. Very, very pretty right there. Next is a sort of a gray taupe. Got a hint of sort of a lavendery to it. That one right there. I think I would definitely like to do that as a lid color and see how that turns out. See, that's the versatility in this palette. You can do a sort of a grayer look, and then you can do sort of a peacher look, which is, I did the peacher look today. Next we have the third color, which is very similar to the second color in that it's a light gray taupe right here. In fact, that would be a good lid color, and then this in the crease. I'm going to try that next. You have your super deep espresso, which I'm not sure why they didn't put that at the end of the palette, but they didn't. And then you have sort of a mocha pink brown. Mocha pink down here. So if you like your nudes, you've got some versatility in this palette, even though it's only 5 colors. You can do the peach sort of angle like I did, or you can do sort of the gray purplish taupe angle. Can't wait to try that out. So Marc Jacobs has out a new line of new nudes sheer lip gel. And I picked one of these up. They're an entire line of nude lipsticks. So they're calling it a sheer gel. I'm not seeing any sheerness to it. I have this on today, and I love this color. It is just like the perfect nude. They have a whole range of nudes. This one is number 146. Anise? I don't know. Anyway, this is like a perfect nude color for me, and the coverage is intense. I don't know why they're saying sheer. It's not a sheer lip gel by any means, and none of them were. I swatched a bunch of them on my hand, and none of them are sheer. They're not sheer. They're full coverage lipsticks. Creamy, feels wonderful, Marc Jacobs, and I love that the package is nude, so you can automatically just reach in your drawer full of 95,000 lipsticks like I have, and you know exactly where your nude lipstick is. This is interesting too. It has a magnetic closure. So this is really heavy. This lid is heavy. And this is light. I just realized that. I thought the whole thing was heavy. You put this on and it just clicks down. It's magnetic. Whole lipstick itself feels very heavy, but it's because it has a very heavy cap. Love that. Might have to pick up a couple more colors in that line because I do love my nudes, and I love the coverage on this. It has a little bit of shine. It's definitely a cream, definitely not a matte. So thank you for watching my nudity. In the last few videos I've been nude crazy, and I will continue to be nude crazy. I have many more interesting things coming to review. Still waiting on my ColourPop order, dying for those ColourPop Ultra Satin lip products. Ooh, I also ordered last night the new Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. Much more affordable than I ever would have guessed. I really would have thought you would have had to pay at least $100 for a Charlotte Tilbury foundation, but no. So I will give a full review of that when it comes in. Should be pretty soon.